Yo, what's going on, Gamecock Nation? It's 10/27, July 23rd. Doing this podcast for y'all so y'all can hear it. I'm gonna upload it tomorrow. It's gonna be for Gamecock Nation. Gamecock Nation all day. Gamecock grad. Gamecock fan before even becoming a student. So it's just South Carolina native. You already know what it is. But we're gonna talk about some 2018 Gamecocks, man. We're in this dead period. I'm gonna try to help y'all get through some through this dry season. But summer camp starts in a week. You know, it starts in a little over a week in the beginning of August. So you ain't got that much longer. So we get to start getting the inside scoop on how well they're practicing, and I'll try to bring some of that information that I think is intriguing over here on this podcast to y'all, wherever y'all at. So, man, keep listening, show some love, subscribe on YouTube. And I'm just going to keep doing it, man. But the O-line, man, they got to be some dogs up front. They have to be able to control the game when we need them to control the game most. We had 6 or 7 games decided by 8 points or less, and those can go the other way. So that's the difference between us being 9-4 and 6-6. Now it's fortunate, or 6-7 rather, but it's fortunate that we, had a gritty team that was able to pull out those close games. But this is the year that the O-line is going to need to be able to get that first down when we need to, be able to run the ball, to wear a team down, and be the hunter in the trenches. And this O-line has the ability to do that. There's a lot of guys with a lot of starts on this O-line. This is not a poor man's O-line. When you're looking at paper and seeing how many starts they have, and you're looking, got a lot of upperclassmen, got some highly regarded guys when they recruits. So, these are talented offensive linemen. We don't have a small line. Our O-line is looking at ranging at 6'5", 315. So, every guy on our O-line is above 300. I think the shortest guy in our starting lineup is 6'5". Or 6'4", whatever. But it's a big offensive line. We got some physical guys as well. It's kind of a good thing we had some injuries with some of the guys that were on the team last year who's no longer on the team, who was on the offensive line. We had some injuries because those guys who were coming in, plugging in this year, were able to get that experience. And plugging them in this year, feel a lot more comfortable putting him in a starting role full time. But a lot of these guys already played. Dennis Daly started 12 games last year, or maybe even all the games last year. Zach Bailey, he probably has well over 30 starts in his belt, being a starter since he was a freshman. Sandarius Hutcherson played a lot last year, was able to get a lot of starts and definitely transform his body. Blake Camper has been a solid guy, spelling and being able to come in during those injuries. So I think he's going to be able to contribute in the starting role over there at tackle. And you got Donnell Staley at center, who's a very physical interior lineman, was able to get pushed, along with Zach Bailey, who's going back to his natural position at guard. Very, very, the depth is definitely an issue, but these guys can put it together. They especially have a good coach in Eric Wolford. Very, very solid coach. Very, very technical coach who understands what kind of offensive line that you need to be able to compete with the teams that we have on our schedule. So a lot of it is on them, because them being able to block well is going to be able to, create a very, very effective running game that South Carolina much needs to improve, because to go 9-4 and be 11th ranked in the country, that's imagine if we were ranked in the upper half, probably win 2 more extra games. It's something that's very, very important that we are able to run the ball, pass protect, that this offensive lineman is going to be able to make sure they're solid in their assignments, especially the fact they're going up tempo with this new offense that they're going to be running this year. So it is going to be very, very important that these guys are able to win the fight in the trenches against a lot of our competition. Now, there's some teams that we play, they got some nasty defensive lines. I know Georgia has a lot of talent, and then Clemson probably has the best defensive line in the country. I know y'all hate hearing that, but accept the truth. The dudes that they have up there in Cowtown, them boys are elite, and it is what it is. And we play 2 teams on our schedule that were in a college football playoff, and they ain't going nowhere because they recruit too well. So, and we understand, and our coaching staff understands that. So, that's preaching this effort, toughness, and discipline, and they've been recruiting well. Y'all know that. That's going to be something that I'm going to say a good bit because they do recruit very well, man. So, but, getting back to this O-line, if we can't line up on a 3rd and 3 with a 10-point lead or a 7-point lead in the fourth quarter, then maybe we deserve to lose that game because these guys should be able to get push against a lot of these teams that we play on our schedule and be able to control the line of scrimmage in a way that they have the ability to be able to do, and that they also need to do for South Carolina to be successful. Because if South Carolina runs the ball poorly like they did last year, we may have a drop in wins and still be a better team and have a drop in wins. That can happen. But when you run the ball well, shoot, everything falls into place. Passing game, it's going to be so much easier for Jake Bentley with the defense stressing the run as well. So, man, that's what we're going to need, man. It's a strong point of attack when our offensive line lines up against those opposing defenders on a defensive line. The collective line as a whole, it's more than 80 starts between the 5 starters on that line. Malik Young is a spell. He's been there for a while as well. So, but there is some depth issue there too, because behind that is a lot of inexperience, a lot of young guys. So we need them guys to stay healthy as well. So I think that's the biggest key to the season is to be strong at that position. I think they have the ability to do it. They have a lot of experience. I'm not just saying this because I'm the fan, but I'm saying this because of all the factors in place. And these guys do have a lot of ability, and they're going to be a big line, pretty big line. Definitely not small. Man, so hopefully they're able to create guys for these running backs that we got. I think we got a good collection of backs with a good collection of experience as well. Just hope that Rico Dowdle can actually stay healthy for the whole season. Tyson Williams, hope he can take the next step. Be a running back that has good vision and be able to break those tackles when it needs to. He's one of the thicker backs that we have, and he has a lot of ability. Just needs to be able to put it all together. Be able to read his holes, be able to be patient, hit them holes. Hope all the running backs do that. And man, this podcast ain't gonna be too long, man. I just want to go here and talk to you what I thought what the main key was for this team this year. And I think the main key is the O-line and Jake Bentley. But if the O-line does what they're supposed to do, I think Jake Bentley is going to play just fine. So that's Marlon signing off from Charlotte, North Carolina. Go Gamecock Nation. I'll be back soon.